There is a really subtle tactic that Baldur's Gate 3 uses to motivate the player. This strategy subtly worms its way into your head, infecting the way you think. "Nuh-uh, I know exactly what the game wants me to do," said every player in unison, but the developers at Larian have tricked you into forming a deeper engagement with their game, making you think it was your idea all along. This video is sponsored by Factor. I love Factor's delicious, ready-to-eat meals that make eating better easy. Save time, money, and pick your favorite meals that are ready in 2 minutes. They get shipped to your front door and always taste delicious. I have a Factor subscription of my own. The salmon meals are one of my favorite. I love how much variety there is, get a good source of protein, and it's so easy. I really like meal prepping, and Factor makes it really easy to not do the prep part of the meal prep. 2 minutes in the microwave and it honestly comes out amazing. Sometimes Factor has specialty packages for holidays. Spencer and I made these breakfast tacos for Father's Day. They were super good and really easy to make. They came with potatoes and eggs and cheese, almond flour tortillas, and a bunch of different kinds of salsa. Factor always delivers and I highly recommend it. Head to factor75.com or click the link below to use code FIREBALL50 to get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next month of orders. That's code FIREBALL50 at factor75.com to get 50% off your first box, plus 20% off your next month of orders. Baldur's Gate 3 is really good at motivating the player. You just said that. In a conventional way. The interactable area displays information very economically. Whether you're on controller or mouse and keyboard, being able to see everything you can potentially open, poke, throw, lob fire at, or talk to is right in front of you. I've seen a lot of people complain about this, wishing that you could play in first person or have more control of the camera. And I think that's really funny, because having a free camera that you have to position like a distant spectator to aim directly at what you want to see makes the experience so much more difficult. Now the developers would need to account for seeing literally everything from any angle. And now you are burdened with this power as well. The same goes for playing in first person. If you can look and see the ceiling, now there needs to be things on the ceiling. Now you, the player, need to be looking at the ceiling. Oh, fun, I've walked into a room. Let me check the ceiling again, because in the goblin encampment I found a secret on the ceiling, and now I don't want to miss anything. Limitation in game design is really, really good. Being able to only see this angle, besides spinning it around to see around corners, makes the game easier for everyone. You don't need to be whipping the camera around every room to locate all the secrets. We even gave you a button where currently visible interactable objects are highlighted in case it's hard to see things. Games like Baldur's Gate 3 don't get to be this complex, rich with story, filled with intricate details and secrets without having a canvas that's easy to paint on. The whole game is designed with this in mind. The interconnected map lends to this ease of discovery. You move and you're in the next area. Jingly keys, look at this thing, what's over here? Move your characters or your camera over and you can find something of interest. You don't need to have this vast swath of grass in order to get somebody to go somewhere. This thing leads to a character. This character tells you a neat story. You engage with the story, and whoa, I'm doing a quest, playing the game. There wasn't a giant pop-up that needed to yell at me that I'm doing a quest and to go this way. Playing Baldur's Gate 3 with friends is both really fun and horribly frustrating if no one has ever played before. This is because it's so easy to get distracted just by the environment. Everyone starts splitting off into new things that they just found because Baldur's Gate 3 is so good at keeping you moving.
Oh shit, it's a dog. I'm gonna talk to his name's Scratch. I'm talking to this dog. Damn, Scratch is an asshole. All right, kill him.
Not distracted. I'm not going to use the word distracted because I think that's a completely different type of game design. Oh no, Tears of the Kingdom, how did you get here? Oh, I guess I'm going to talk about you some more. In my opinion, Zelda games have always been the master of distracting the player. You get told to go to a castle and then, whoa, there's a bunch of people here and funny music playing. In the last area, there was barely anything to do. This person wants me to find a mask. Oh, look, a mask shop. Oh, a trading side quest. This girl wants a chicken. Bowling! This gameplay loop works so well with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom because you have this vast landscape with barely anything in it that when you see something interesting, you just get lost. Oops, sorry Zelda, I'm doing cooking side quests. I don't know how I fell into this. Baldur's Gate 3 isn't trying to keep your attention. It's confident in its presentation that it's shiny enough to keep you staring at it. The environments are beautiful, the spells are really cool looking, Will is really cool looking, and Gale's hair, oh my god. Baldur's Gate 3 wants to motivate you to keep moving, exploring, and interacting. And conventionally, it does this well because every new area you go to and interact with rewards you. Whether that be something easy and tangible like a new item or some gold, or something you don't initially perceive as a reward like a story development. But is still just as satisfying. Walking around and clicking on things becomes a treasure trove of things to find. And then the cream of the crop, when the random objects combine with character interactions, it feels like you've just stumbled onto a hidden treasure that you yourself found and get to experience. Clicking on that dead boar just to find some potential loot, then suddenly going into a cutscene where Astarion is suspiciously leaving remarks is so exciting. You immediately start thinking why this is important, why Astarion is bringing this up, and oh, now you can press him about it? Find out it was a vampire. Didn't we see this boar earlier on, or was that just symbolism? Astarion does a lot of hunting. Surely he wouldn't do the same to me. What's also really cool is that you still get this interaction even if he isn't in your party, which lends itself into another really engaging aspect of the game, which is when you talk about the game with your friends or just other players. What's up with that boar that Astarion was talking about? What? The boar? I didn't have Astarion with me in my party. You mean the choice I made when I made that discovery is, at this moment, unique to my playthrough? That makes you feel really special, and also want to obsess over the game and click on everything within sight, which, like, why else are we playing games if not to feel cool, smart, special, and awesome? I can see a world where Larian is awful and this is so much worse. The game is in first person, you happen to see the dead boar out of the corner of your eye, you loot it, and if Astarion is your follower, he just off the cuff, without initiating any dialogue, in the background says, "The pig's dead, my friend," or "Killed by a vampire, it seems," and you're like, okay, cool. Just none of that interaction happens, none of that excitement, none of it. It's just like, yeah, throwaway line, cool. So, with Baldur's Gate 3 conventionally fun exploration loop, Larian has primed you, and now a really cool thing happens. The subtle way they influence your motivation to go do a quest or just go somewhere and play the game. I'm going to show you an example, see if you can notice it before I can explain it. Near the end of Act 1, if the player has saved Halsin or sided with Minthara or otherwise interacted with any other important NPC, you learn that the Cult of the Absolute is based at Moonrise Towers. Getting there is difficult, however. You've either got to go through the Underdark, which is really dangerous, or go through a mountain path, which is even more dangerous. The choice is split. The player must decide which way they want to venture. Halsin recommends the Underdark route. Shadowheart also prefers this, as there's an old temple to Shar down there. So sure, you go explore the Underdark and eventually find the route to the Shadowlands and into Act 2. But in reality, you can still go to the mountain path. Like, outside of this example, there's not really much more ground you cover by going through the Underdark. In fact, Lae'zel really wants to go in that direction because her creche is there. Shadowheart doesn't like it. There's a big Gith fight. You also get a level warning when you head in that direction. But what's over there? There's a lady who wants us to steal an egg. There's kobolds, Grimishkas. How do you get in here? Then the Gith don't want you in there. Then your dream companion is telling you to stop going in there. So maybe you cast Disguise Self or have Lae'zel with you so you can get in and explore and, oh my god, I'm killing everyone. And now I'm talking to Vlaakith herself and giving her the middle finger and blowing up the entire place. Did you get it? Baldur's Gate 3 motivates you to explore alternatives in other areas of the game by telling you not to go where it wants you to go. It's reverse psychology. Halsin and Shadowheart both advise the Underdark route. It's only Lae'zel who champions for the mountain route. You know, Lae'zel, the alien who degrades and insults you, and who all the NPCs, especially Shadowheart, deeply distrust. Shadowheart is constantly reminding you not to listen to Lae'zel. Why not? What's so wrong with it? The player asks. What if I want to go in the direction of the mountain pass? Why is it so difficult? Oh my god, a dragon! These Gith are literally looking for the astral prism, the thing that keeps me safe from the absolute, the literal MacGuffin? Why? Huh? Hey, are you sure you want to go this way? You know, the direction where we just threw a dragon at you and a bunch of really hard Gith, where the only person that you probably don't like wants to go, and also they're looking for the MacGuffin? Yes, I am sure I want to go that way. Why, game? Oh, okay. This is nice. Then the dream companion is like, hey, do not go in there. Stop it. Don't go this way. And you, the player, somehow are like, no! I'm gonna go in there. What's this? Why is it locked? DC 30. Stop it. Go away, say the Gith. No, I'm a Gith now. What you gonna do? Ha 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 ha. 3 hours have passed and you have played an entirely optional section of the game from a character you probably didn't care about. It's genius. Does this work with everyone? No. Some people see a sign that says do not enter and they don't. But I'm willing to bet it's not the majority. I think the reason why it works so well in Baldur's Gate 3 in particular is because you are often put in the position of not always trusting the NPCs. This is further accentuated by the dialogue and character writing. Larian is careful to ensure you know you're learning conflicting information. Characters are often wrong, try to lie to you. Your brain is thinking about this. Then when they say, oh, also don't go here, you don't think, oh yes, I trust this person. Your brain says, oh, okay, game, trying to trick me, huh? Pff, I see through your crap writing. Screw this guy. I'm going in that direction. Hee hee, the game probably doesn't even want me to do this yet. You can't outsmart me, game. I'm gonna have the coolest story to tell my friends. And then Sven literally smiles as you fall into his little trap and go exactly where he wanted you to. I'm finally at the city. A carnival? Oh, you can't come in. You're too stinky. Ah! I'll show you that I can't come in. What is this? The entrance to the city? No, you can't come in here. Oh, really now? Well, now I'm gonna try to get in even harder.
Stop dating my mother!
You know what? I'm gonna start dating her even harder.
Haha, I'm in the Underdark. Oh, I'm trapped. What, am I not supposed to be here yet? Psh, nice try, game. I just cast Featherfall and jumped over here. Bet you didn't think of that. God, I'm so smart. Upon arriving to the Druid Grove, you hear shouting, then see an altercation where they're literally not letting people inside. Like, yeah, they eventually do, but it immediately puts the thought into your brain, oh, I can't go in there? Wonder why. Literally the first dungeon area of the game where we all collectively just stumbled into Withers. Look at the award-winning motivation for getting a player to go inside this area. An NPC that yells, stop, no, we got here first, go away. And a door that cannot be opened. It's so literal and right in front of your face. They even show Shadowheart trying to get in and being unsuccessful. This is so funny. It's the opposite of a giant pointing sign that tells you where to go. It's a giant sign saying, do not enter. And then you go, yeah, I am going to enter. So instead of the game begging you to please go on the quest, it's very cool and interesting. I promise our game fun. It's not even neutral about it. The game is full of gatekeepers saying, do not play the game. Please do not enter this mirror into a weird basement or go into this hag's hut. Stop, you can't go deeper into the goblin camp. It's a bad idea to go through this mountain pass. Hey, you're not allowed to be at this Dwagar outpost. Hey, you're not allowed to be here. Hey, that's not where the bad guys are. Don't go in there. Can we please go into the Gauntlet of Shar? No, please don't go in there. I think this works so well because it's really meta. It goes beyond the narrative of the game to communicate directly to the player. And by communicate, I mean inception. By giving you conflicting information, then telling you not to go somewhere, the player assumes that they are outsmarting the game by going where they are not supposed to. And in turn, you feel as if you've made your own choice and discovery, which is entirely unique to your playthrough. And that makes you feel really special. That is such a cool and humble understanding of the player, to put down the reins and just let them outsmart you because that's what they're going to want to do anyways. Larian is so cool, guys. In the end, I think that there's merit in using this strategy as a way to motivate your players while also making them feel cool and smart. And that's important. I think overall, this is just a lesson in humility, not focusing on trying to get your players. Getting a gotcha is not worth it, but allowing your players to figure out however they want to beat your game with their own wits and smarts, feeling like they're outsmarting the game, lets them have fun. I mean, it's pure escapism fantasy. That's what we all want to do here, right? And I think it's really mastered here. It's something I noticed and I thought it was really cool. Anyways, thanks for watching this video.